You know, I was out of ideas for videos. I didn't have any ideas. Everything was dry. Alright, everything was drier than the Sahara Desert. But then, last night it came to me. It came to me in a dream. And so, we're bringing it back. Everyone, you know him. You love to hate him. Please give it up for fan favorite, Ranting for Vengeance! Now, chances are, you're probably wondering what Ranting for Vengeance has done this time, right? What has he done that deserves the wrath of the people? And I'll tell you what. So, a while ago, there was the Absolute Batman Annual, which marked about 1 year since its release. And in the annual, Batman is taking on a group of white supremacists. And I think that tells you all you need to know about why Ranting for Vengeance didn't like it. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
So I'm a little late to this story, but who cares? Absolute Batman has apparently broken the no-kill rule. And you'll be asking yourself, why would the writers make such a big decision? Well, the answer is because they wanted to crack down on people who have a certain political opinion.
You know what, Ranting for Vengeance? I agree with you. I think this is right. Alright, I think this was made to push away people of a certain political opinion. And you want to know what that political opinion is? Nazis. This was made to push away Nazis, because I feel like Nazis are really the only ones who are getting mad at this. Like, genuinely, how do you come to such a conclusion, right? Like, how does one get here, right? Like, you see a Nazi getting beat up, you're like, they're fucking talking about me! This is woke! It's all woke garbage! Like, I find it ironic that, like, the people, especially, you know, people like Ranting for Vengeance, who build their entire careers off of, you know, like, oh, fuck the woke mob and the liberals, you know, canceling everything. I hate those guys. But also, I get very, 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 very offended. My feelings get very hurt when there's a black person, or a gay person, or a Jewish person, or a Mexican person, or a woman person in front of me. You know, just someone who's not a straight white man. I just get very, very, very offended when someone who's not one of those things is in front of me. I just find it really ironic how people like Ranting for Vengeance, who make a living off of calling everyone else snowflakes, will turn into a fucking whiny little bitch goo-goo wah-wah baby when they see a Nazi getting beat up.
Yeah, this comic continues to be absolute retardation that nobody knows about or cares about.
Wrong. False. Come here, let me tell you something, alright? Ranting for Vengeance, our friend Ranting for Vengeance, he's lying to you, alright? Not only was Absolute Batman the best-selling issue of 2024 with 400,000 copies sold, but some of the other issues of Absolute Batman have managed to hit #1 in the charts. For example, Absolute Batman #4 was #1 in January, Absolute Batman #10 was #1 in July, Absolute Batman 11 was #1 in August, Absolute Batman 15 is #1 in December, and the annual, the very issue that Ranting for Vengeance is complaining about is #1, well, not #1, but was a top seller in 2025, so saying that no one cared about this, or no one watches this, isn't just bad faith, it's a straight up lie, and that's the only thing Ranting for Vengeance really can do here, lie, alright? What's he gonna do, say you should sympathize with the Nazis getting their faces pummeled in?
So I don't really like doing 50 videos on one subject like I've done in the past, because I feel that after a certain point it'll get exhausting just listening to woke slop. So that is my mindset, but this Absolute Batman story is too big and retarded to ignore.
Oh, I get it. So at first, you know, no one knows about this. No one gives a fuck about this, right? No one cares about Absolute Batman, right? Nobody watches it or reads it. No one cares about it. But this story's too big for me to ignore, guys. I just have to talk about this because this story is so big. It's just so huge. It's ginormous. I have to talk about this story, guys. Like, dude, you can't even get your story straight, right? Like, at least come up with a solid narrative before making a stupid video like this.
And because of that, I'm gonna stay true to what I believe. I'm not gonna go through this comic page by page, tearing it apart, because any person with common sense already knows that DC as a company is dead.
Okay, now before you say anything, this was before Warner Bros. Was bought by Netflix, and even then, Netflix themselves confirmed that James Gunn would remain head of DC Studios, so even if DC were to die, which I don't think it will for a while, I think DC would be a lot more likely to die from Netflix, making everything go to Netflix instead of theaters, instead of from quote-unquote wokeness.
The normal Batman comics are gay and handicapped, which we'll get to in a second, and Absolute Batman is just that times 10. So I'm not gonna do something where I break every single thing down as if it's some story that's worth reading. But I do just want to touch on the people who are loving this garbage. They're celebrating this as if it's like Watchmen or The Dark Knight Returns.
This is unrelated to Ranting for Vengeance's talking points, but I genuinely can't tell. Is it just like the the lighting casting shadows on his face, or does he have a black eye right here? Given that Ranting for Vengeance's father makes basically the same type of content as his son, I wouldn't put him above him, that he's essentially groomed his child into being a sort of mini-me, and he beats him when he steps out of line, but hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
This is probably all I'll show because the cringe just gets out of hand. So this guy here gets 6 million views and 200k likes. That's one of the most retarded pictures of all time from the brand new Absolute Batman annual, which nobody read, by the way. Like, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah, guys, no one read the Absolute Batman annual. No one read it at all, right? In fact, so many people did not read it that it just doesn't exist. It was erased from existence by DC. They just erased it because they were just so embarrassed by it not existing, right? They were just so embarrassed by its by its poor sales performance that they just took it off the shelves and pretend like it don't exist. This kid's points are so trash, right? Like they can literally just be debunked with a single Google search, right?
And the same goes for these pages that you're posting up, as if they mean something. It all comes back to the classic Reddit mentality of, hey, my favorite woke character agrees with me, so yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I'm not really sure what you're talking about here, because number one, this is official DC art. This is official. This was published by DC. This was published under the DC name. This isn't a fan comic, right? This is official DC comic book material. And number two, alright? Number two, what does the whole my favorite character would agree with anything mentality have to do with any of this whatsoever? Alright? Like, it feels like you're just making shit up because you know your points are intrinsically weak. Like, there's only so many times you can pretend to be mad about something in this comic that's not the Nazis getting beat up before it gets corny.
So yeah, and they think that it gives them a leg to stand on. Who gives a shit if Absolute Batman would agree with you? And this doesn't just go out to the fake fans who are just gay retards like this guy.
Bro, what the fuck did the Twitter poster do, bro? Oh yeah, fucking morons, fucking slop consumers like this guy. Oh, can you believe him? He likes Absolute Batman. Oh, what a loser, what a moron. Listen, bro, I don't know about you, but I hate it when I'm reading an Absolute Batman comic, right? And you know what I get jump scared by? Fucking pronouns, fucking gender ambiguity, fucking current day Californian shit. Hey, Editor Bricks 96 here, right? So I was trying to find like a good like clip of the pronouns rant, and I found this. Oh my fucking god, this is so cringe, bro. Holy fuck. I just had to share this with you guys. I feel like it wouldn't really fit in the video, but I just had to share it. All right, this is post Editor Bricks 96 signing off.
This doesn't just go out to the fake fans who are just gay retards like this guy, but it also goes out to the spastics at DC making this shit.
You know, I've always hated the, well, if you're so smart, why don't you do insert thing here criticism, because I feel like that's kind of stupid. Like, if there's a bad video game, I don't need to have like a fucking bachelor's degree in computerology to realize that it's a bad video game. But here, I feel like that would genuinely apply, alright? Ranting for Vengeance, if you're so smart, right? If you're so based and red-pilled and Sigma, why don't you make your own comic book series? Like, genuinely, I want to know, what would a Ranting for Vengeance comic book series look like, right? Like, I'm actually, like, this is beyond joke territory. I'm actually kind of interested now. Right? Like, genuinely, what would that look like, right? Let me know down in the comments, what do you think a Ranting for Vengeance comic book series would look like?
You think you're making a difference, and you think that anybody finds this cool. As I said earlier, people are talking about this. People are talking about this.
God, bro. So at first it's like, oh, no one bought this. No one's talking about this. No one likes it. No one likes Absolute Batman. No one bought it. No one's talking about it. But also, guys, this is so huge. This is such a huge topic I have to talk about. Guys, everyone's talking about this. This is the most insane drama of all time. Like, dude, you can't even get the fucking story straight. Oh my fucking god, this is so stupid, bro. Like, listen, I know you probably don't have the most developed frontal lobe of all time, right? Like, I know you're probably definitely a little bit stupid. You probably take the class with the kid with the helmet on his head. But Jesus Christ, right? Either, right? This is very simple, right? The narrative of this video should be either this is popular and people are talking about this and I don't like it, or this isn't popular, people are not talking about this and I still don't like it. Like, the narrative of this video is so stupidly inconsistent that it pisses me off to no end.
I said earlier, people are talking about this, and the writers and artists making this slop think that it's The Dark Knight Returns or Frank Miller's Daredevil or Watchmen. And here's the thing, I don't even like Watchmen, but I can't sit here and say that it isn't a famous piece of work that changed comics. And the same goes for Daredevil Born Again and The Dark Knight Returns. You know, all these comics that none of you have read. And no, I'm not talking to the people with brains out there who can actually think for themselves. I'm talking to the people like this guy who are posting about how they love Absolute Batman breaking up neo-Nazis. Have you read Frank Miller's Daredevil? Have you read Denny O'Neil Batman? I don't think so.
Oh, you like comic books? You like Batman comic books, huh? You like Absolute Batman? Well, have you read the 1991 one-off, Batman Holy Terror? No? Didn't think so. Guess you can't call yourself a real Batman fan, huh?
All that stuff aside, I just think that it's absolutely hilarious that you think you're making a difference. You think by drawing some spasticated comic where fake Batman goes around crushing people, you're changing the political landscape of the world.
Bro, where did they say this? Like, where did anyone say this? When has one DC artist been like, oh yeah, I really think we're changing hearts and minds with this one, guys. I really think I'm making a difference here. No one said this, bro. You're making stuff up. You are making shit up to get mad about, bro. You are literally doing the man invents fictional scenario and gets angry about it.
Nobody read this shit. End of story. Moving on. At this point, I can't even get angry at this because this is just laughable. Who thinks that this is even Batman? So this artist, Dan Mora, who draws Batman and all these great DC comics and is beloved and he's so awesome, is just drawing Batman and Superman being gay. And I'm pretty sure it's like a fan commission. So you walk up to your favorite artist and say, hey, can you draw Batman and Superman being gay for some reason?
Now, any artist in the comments, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but usually, alright, and this is how I'm pretty sure it goes with artists, alright, usually what you do, unless this was like done at a convention, usually what happens is like, go on the internet, find them like on their Twitter or their Instagram or their TikTok or something, you pay them money, and then they draw the thing, right? You pay them money and they draw a thing, right? Once again, artists, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but usually, alright, usually you just don't walk up to them and be like, hey man, can you draw this for me?
Imagine trying this on an actual good artist, like walking up to Neil Adams or John Byrne and being like, hey, can you draw Wolverine, but instead of smoking a cigar, he's just gay and retarded. But for some reason, this guy, Dan Mora, is just drawing them happily, and he's done it multiple times.
Oh my god, bro, this guy's such a fucking pussy. Like, who cares? Like, genuinely, bro, who cares at all? Who cares in the slightest, alright? Because this guy, alright, fucking Ranting for Vengeance, you know, he's based his entire career off of, you know, not giving a fuck what people think. And, you know, he's not offended. He's not offended by anything, alright? Like you pussies are. He calls everyone else snowflakes. But then... he fucking has a temper tantrum when an artist draws two men kissing.
As I said, you can't really get mad and lose your crap over this.
Then why are you making this video?
It's because this isn't really Batman. Dan Mora is not a good artist. Nobody knows who the hell he is. Nobody knows what his comics are. Nobody knows what Absolute Batman or its shitty annual is. That's the whole point I'm trying to make with this video. It's kind of hilarious that people think that Dan Mora, the mainline Batman runs, the Bat Family, Absolute Batman, it's the top of the comics world and everybody's reading it. It's becoming mainstream now.
Bitch, this is literally happening. Absolute Batman issue 1 was the best-selling comic book of 2024.
The truth is, any real fan of DC, comics, or Batman saw Absolute Batman and went, what is this retarded shit? And then
oh, thank God it's finally over. Alright, I don't really have anything funny to say right here. I'm just glad it's over. It's been a long day, alright? It's been a long day for me, but I still got up. I still made this video even when I didn't want to. And that's some dedication right there. Dedication to you guys, my fans, which is why you should subscribe. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be the end of today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Be sure to become a channel member, and be sure to join my Discord server, link in the description below. Comment of the week status goes to Phantom Knight Encounterist. If you want comment of the week status, all you have to do is be the first person to comment on the video, and I'll give you a shout out in the next one next week. And with that all said, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.